What up? It's your boy, the Incredible Man, and yes, I'm back at it again. And this is Fire Force Episode 19 discussion slash review. And someone commented on my Dr. Stone discussion review and saying that they really enjoyed Fire Force this episode too. And huge shout out to Otaku Plays for stating that, and that made me want to go stop what I was doing and go watch Fire Force. I was going to post it a little later because I had some other stuff to do, but I couldn't wait. Since they said it was so good, I had to stop what I was doing and go check it out. So I checked it out, and I agree as well because this episode was absolutely wasn't too much going on. It was a very short, quick-paced episode. If you kind of feel what I'm saying, like everything that happened in this episode is like the moment we start watching it, it kind of just shifted through everything at a nice. It was a nice pace, but it also felt a little fast paced to me. Just to me, maybe I don't know. But like the moment I watched it and everything was happening, it felt like boom, 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 and then that was it. I was like, no, I needed more because so much epicness was happening. So let's dive right into everything and get to it, man. Okay, so this episode started off right after last week's episode, and we're discussing. We're not discussing. We're making a plan because Victor found out where the evangelists were hiding. Now, the episode started with us seeing the evangelists in their headquarters, saying that there's some people that's close to finding out who they were, and that was Dr. Giovanni stated that the fire company is close to finding out where we are, and Sho was like, "Let them come," and we find out that they were in the Nether. Then we see Shinra having a little miniature flashback, thinking about his mother and Sho when him and Sho were both little, and we see his mom saying, "Oh, clean up your room, or you're gonna get taken by the Nether." So that was nice to have that nice little flashback and see Sho in such a good light, because now we see him being hoodwinked and bamboozled by the evangelist, that he's not himself anymore. So seeing that little flashback, and then us jumping into the present and seeing Captain Obi telling Shinra and everyone else, we got to go to the Nether because that's where Victor found out they were with all the materials he gathered from Vulcan's lab that Dr. Giovanni left, and everything he gathered, that they're in the Nether. Now, before I dive into the rest of the episode, I'm going to discuss something that I felt like this episode they talked about the Nether, and because of the Seven Light Faith that they're currently influenced and involved around, and what the Fire Force and everything else is based upon, old Japan and everything has nothing to do with that. This is something completely new, and the Nether is the subway tunnels and the old part of the city that was messed up after the Great Cataclysm. Now, the only thing is now, the faith in the Holy Seven Light Faith or whatever, it completely avoids anything related to the old way of life and the old town and everything. They built this new city and new town above ground, and anything like the subways and the old outskirts and everything is forbidden to talk about or go to or anything. And what's weird to me is because they done that and they've excluded all of this stuff. That's why Shinra and the sister and Arthur and everyone else, and even Maki and the lieutenant and Captain Obi, because they were all raised in this city, they know nothing about this other stuff, and you can't just ignore your history. I mean, I know you want to move from it, but you can't ignore your history. And now I understand why the evangelists feel the way that they do, and maybe Hajime, if they feel like some type of way against, like rebelling against. We're really not getting much on the Hajime front, but if they feel like rebelling against the Fire Force system and everything as well right now too, because now I kind of agree with these people. Yeah, the Fire Force people save people and they're helping people and they're not turning people into infernals, but they feel like everything else is null and void, and it's not. You cannot avoid your past. You can move on from it, learn from it, and you don't have to dwell in it, but you can't just avoid it and forget like it never existed or happened, because it is your past for a reason. And that's one of the aspects I really didn't enjoy about this episode, is that they tried to make it seem like even though the Fire Force people and the companies are all good people and they're saving people and everything, they try to make it seem like, yeah, the evangelists are bad people, but they shouldn't completely I don't know. They should just really completely ignore everything that happened because of the Great Cataclysm and all of the other stuff, because it seems like they're missing out on a lot. And they don't understand a lot of stuff either, because they were super terrified going into the Nether. They were super terrified. I don't know. That's just something I felt. But then we continue with the episode and we see Captain Obi telling everyone that's where they have to go, and then everyone kind of being prepared. And then we see Shinra having a dream, and he sees the sister kind of engulfed in flames or different, and like she has powers. And I don't think she has any powers like right now, or if she does, like she doesn't use them at all or anything. But I don't remember her having powers. But in this little dream that Shinra has, she's wrapped around flames a little bit, and her eyes glow red like someone that has pyrokinesis. But then Shinra wakes up and he's kind of connected to, and he kind of gets like a shock to his system from the Adola link. And then we have like a minor earthquake. Now I don't call it an earthquake. I think there's something happening and they're setting some stuff off, or something's going on somewhere. I don't think it's just earthquakes. But Captain Obi and the lieutenant kind of let it go off as an earthquake, because they've been seeming to happen a lot lately. So then we dive right into them going into the Nether. They had a nice little moment with with them going to the Nether. It was like, oh my gosh, Latum. Oh, the doors open magically. No, electricity seems to work just fine. Excuse me. Then we had Arthur push Captain Obi in there, and he was scared to go. There was a lot of stuff going on. That the funny parts were still there. So then we dive straight into them going into the Nether, and they're confronted by the guy that can create the mist copies and the one that kind of can transform people into looking like someone else. So they set up this whole diversion to split the team up, and it worked. I can't believe it worked, and I can't believe they fell for half of the stuff that was taking place, but it worked. Then we have a copy of Tamaki grabbing the sister's hand, and we can clearly tell that it's not her. The voice is an old man, and her robes, like her turnover coat, isn't even glowing like Tamaki's is. It's just a dull blue. There's no blue light to it or nothing. But then we have everyone being separated. The lieutenant, Maki, Tamaki, and the sister are together. Captain Obi is with Vulcan, and Shinra and Arthur are either together or separated. They're the two that we didn't see. Well, them and the lieutenant are the three that we didn't see when they got separated. So we have Vulcan and the captain together, and they're trying to figure it out. And Vulcan has he has some goggles that kind of prevented him from being taken back by everything that was happening. Oh no, Victor got separated too. Victor got separated too. So everyone's separated and everyone's scattered. So then we bump and we see Maki by herself being scared. We have Captain Obi and Vulcan kind of talking things through, trying to wrap their head around everything. And we have who else do we have? Did I say Maki? Okay, we have the sister and Tamaki. They're on their own adventure too. And at that time, we have learned that Sho sent out all of these stronger people to attack the people in. And I don't know if the one that was the assault guy or... Oh, no. Okay, the assault is a group, if I'm not mistaken. If I remember it right, because that wasn't the guy. That one guy was a member. If I'm not mistaken, that one guy is a member of the assault group. Okay, anyway, so he sent out the assault group to attack, and we have Arrow going out to attack as well. And one member of the assault group was attacking Tamaki and the sister, and Tamaki stood up. Well, she stepped up. I give her credit. The only thing that I didn't like about the whole Tamaki fight was the lucky lechery thing again. It saved her and the sister's life, and it came in handy. But it's just so overused so much to me, and that's the only part I don't enjoy about it. But I will admit, this time in particular, it came in handy, and I really, really found it useful, because after that, because she was spread wide open for the dude to see, and that kind of shocked him a little bit. And at that time, the sister came through with a lead pipe and just rocked dude, and they just started hammering him back and forth, and they didn't even show it. I like the way they kind of blocked it out with the little mice standing there just looking back and forth and just nibbling. So that part was nice. Now, this is my favorite part of the episode. This is my favorite part. Oh, I forgot to mention about Shinra and Sho with the baby, like when they touch fingers, like when he grabbed Shinra's finger. That was very nice. But this was my favorite part. We have Maki by herself, and she's a little terrified because of the Nether, because they've been taught to be afraid of it. But that's not the thing. She's not afraid. She's afraid of like the ghosts and stuff. But like once you find out that the evangelists are real people, she starts putting in work. I mean, she was putting in real work too. She wasn't afraid. She was laying the smack down. And then she was beating them in hand-to-hand combat, man. Then the dude tried to make a big spectacle about it. You're just a woman. Then she started using the two thingamabobs that Vulcan created for her with her pyrokinesis. Dude, Maki was going in, man. That was the best fight scene that I've seen. Like Arthur and the whole Shinra thing from the couple episodes back was good. It was very good, but it was so short-lived and it didn't really dive into anything that much. But Maki's fight this episode was fantastic, man. It went in and we saw her mollywop dude, and we saw him use his powers thinking it was going to do something, but it did nothing. The way she was controlling them, knocking out all the people like from underground, from straight from the side, jumping in on the screen and going ham. Maki deserves her credit this episode, and this is Maki's episode. This is where Maki shined, and then right there at the end, she was like, "Who are you calling comeback gorilla?" It was bomb, man. I really enjoyed it. And now I see what Otaku Place was talking about. This episode was bomb. It was very, very good. That's all that happened, man. But I really enjoyed it. And I feel like next week we're going to dive into like some real heavy stuff because we're going to see maybe Victor. And I kind of want to know and see if Victor can handle himself on his own. And then we're going to see Arthur and Shinra and the Lieutenant for sure. I guarantee it. I could be wrong though, but I guarantee it. I guarantee it. That's what's going to happen next week, man. This is your boy, The Incredible. Don't forget to smash that like button until you can't smash it anymore. Comment down below and I'll be sure to respond to each and every one of them. And subscribe, but only if you really want to, man. And remember that anime matters, anime is greatness, and anime is life, man. Peace out.